Good morning, boys and girls. How are you today? It's Mrs. Watkin, and I'm not there to see my sunshines because I have a day off today, and you guys are with a substitute teacher. I hope that you are using our core values and listening to the sub and putting forth your best effort. I left you this assignment to do with the sub because I thought it would be kind of fun, and it also prepares us for Friday when we're going to have our Jeopardy tournament in class, our social skills Jeopardy. And that way we can see just how much we've learned these last few weeks. And it'll give you an idea, just like any Jeopardy contestant, you want to cram as much knowledge into your head before the big game. So we're going to go through the questions, or the scenarios actually, that I will be giving you, and there are some possible answers on the slides right after that, and then you might even have your own answers that you can come up with. So I just want you to kind of think about it, process them, and be ready to go on Friday when we divide into teams and see who gets the bragging rights and the Jeopardy trophy. So we're gonna start. We have 5 categories: classroom, home, grocery, school bus, and amusement park. Our first scenario comes from classroom for 10, and it says, whoops, let me get the PowerPoint started. It's not wanting to start. There it goes. You're in the classroom and someone keeps trying to talk to you about something that you don't want to talk about. What is one thing you can say to help solve the problem? So I'll give you a chance to think about that, and then here are some possible choices. If you need to, you can ask the substitute to pause, and you can look at these, and I'm sure you can brainstorm some of your own. This is a topic we've discussed quite a bit. Classroom for 20. The teacher is talking to someone else, and you really have something to tell the teacher. What's something you could do in order to help with the problem? Here's some possibilities. And then, like I said earlier, I'm sure you have your own thoughts too. Classroom for 30. You want to play Uno in the class during recess, but no one else in the class wants to play that game. They all want to play something different. What's something appropriate you could say or do? Some choices. And I bet you guys have some other things that you could suggest too. Okay, classroom for 40. One of the students at school calls you a name when they're very angry. What's an appropriate response to the student? There's some possibilities. And we've cleared one column. We're at home now. Home for 10. You're at home and you're playing one of your favorite video games. Your sibling snatches the video game controller out of your hands and begins playing the video game without asking if he could join. What is something appropriate to say? So you guys can think and discuss these. And then home for 20. You're at home and you're hungry for dinner. Your mom and dad have to drive your siblings to practices. There is no dinner made yet. What is something appropriate you could say or do? Here we go with some possibles. Home for 30. Your brother was outside playing baseball and he accidentally threw the ball into the window and shattered it. He told your mom that you did it. What is an appropriate way to respond to the situation? Here's some scenarios that you could do. And then finally, home for 40. You're at home doing your homework and remembered that your mom made cookies the other day. You went downstairs to grab one for a snack and realized that your brother had just grabbed the last one out of the container. What's an appropriate way to respond to the situation? There you go. And I bet you probably have half a dozen more right now you can think of. Grocery store for 10. You're standing in line to pay with your mom and you see a candy bar near the register you really want. You ask your mom if you can have the chocolate bar. She says no. What's an appropriate response to the situation? Hopefully no one is thinking about throwing a tantrum on the floor. You're in a very long line at the grocery store and running late to go to a party. Your mom is trying to buy a few things for the party. The long line is frustrating to you. What's an appropriate response to this? Here you go. And you guys probably have some other ideas too. You are shopping with your mom and you approach the freezer with your favorite pizzas inside. Just as you're about to approach it, someone else takes the last one. What's an appropriate response to this situation? Here's a few ideas. I should add maybe that if they were on sale, you could ask for a rain check and you could get extra at another time. And then grocery store for 40. Someone is standing in the way of the peanut butter and is blocking the item that you want. The person is deciding which kind they want, but they're blocking the item that you need. What is an appropriate response to the situation? And here are some possibilities. School bus for 10. You get on the bus and you're really excited to play Minecraft when you get home. You want to get home right away. Your bus driver informs you that you have to make an extra stop on the way home to drop off the new student. What is an appropriate response to the situation? And here are some of the answers that you might do. School bus for 20. You are starving and you want to eat on the bus, but it's a rule that you can't. What is an appropriate response to this situation? And here are some possibilities. School bus for 30. You're playing with your handheld game on the bus and on the way home from school. Another student on the bus grabs the game out of your hand and begins to play. What is an appropriate response to the situation? And there are some possibilities again for you to think about and discuss. School bus for 40. You get on your school bus and your bus driver is driving away. You then realize you left your project at home. What is an appropriate response to the situation? Here are some possibilities. And I'm sure you guys have some other thoughts on this one as well. Amusement park for 10. We're in the home stretch now, guys. You and your family start to get hungry after exploring the park all morning. You want to head over to the food court. You approach and you realize there's a huge line. What is an appropriate response to the situation? And here are a bunch. Well, 3 at least. Maybe not a bunch. Amusement park for 20. You and your friends are standing in line for the best ride in the park. Suddenly, someone jumps in front of you in line to wait for the ride. What is an appropriate response to the situation? And here's a couple ideas, and I bet you can think of a couple more. And then amusement park for 30. You are waiting in line for your favorite ride at the park. Suddenly it shuts down for maintenance. What is an appropriate response to the situation? Here are some possibilities. And then the last one, we're clearing the final column here. Amusement park for 40. You are walking through the park and there are so many people there. People keep cutting you off. You are starting to get very frustrated with all of the people around you. What is an appropriate response to this situation? Well, here's some ideas. And remember, if you have a fidget with you, You can maybe use that. You can do some 4-7-8 breathing. You can try and distract yourself and think of some other things. All those things that we do to get ourselves together and calm down. Now, I know that you are having a wonderful day in class today, and I know that you are going to exhibit your best behavior for the substitute teacher. And I am looking forward to being back to class with you guys tomorrow. And maybe we can review a little bit more if we have time from our regular lesson. And then Friday, like I said, we'll see who's going to have the bragging rights and the Jeopardy trophy for this round. All right. Thank you and have a great day.